Hi, it's Michael Peters again. I just want to let you parents know in Houston, Texas, fathers like myself, doctors. Doctors have the ethical duty to be honest with their patients. Be honest with their patients' fathers, their family. Not to lie like Dr. Dreyer did to the courts. And still, whatever her personal opinion of me was, it had to be very limited, at least from my perspective, because I've only seen her for maybe 20 minutes in my life. She got this information, and Dr. Dreyer is taking information from women with children who have cancer, whose wives are divorcing them, and then banning with the wife to steal children from the husbands. She's done it to John Calderon, and she's done it to me. After 2 failed attempts to CPS to say I medically neglected my son, and that didn't work. Of course, during that time in a medical record, she says, I stated I was giving my boy his meds, and my boy states he was taking. But everything changed when CPS didn't get on board with her corruption. So she secretly faxed a lie stating I didn't give my son one of his months at a 1 month out of 2 months, and at 6:39 in the morning faxed that lie to my wife's attorney the morning of the temporary custody hearing. And I'm sure she knew, obviously must have known, that the medical board was going to cover up from her here in Texas. She says, I told her I didn't give my son that med. And that's all the evidence she's got. It's a good thing she didn't say that I killed Jimmy Hoffa. Otherwise, right now, I'd be in prison for life. Well, I can't imagine how many people think that they would get along with the idea of somebody lying, telling a lie, and stealing your child from you. Dr. Dreyer sent private investigator to my house, brought security with her to court, because she's protecting this lie. Because she figures her money, her power, and prestige is going to make things right. She's going to hide behind the protection of politicians who these administrations have obviously bought off. Can't even imagine why Texas Medical Board says, well, we believe the doctor. I'll tell you what, I didn't see any videos in court of me telling her that I didn't give my son that med for a month. I just didn't see that video. It's just the doctor. And you can forget the nurse and social worker at Texas Children's Hospital that said I had the meds, knew how to give them, and had them all right there with me. And I have 3 pharmacy receipts and a CPS on my side, and all of this, the lab results were always positive during the 2 months I had my son. All this on my side, and still this doctor is allowed to lie to steal my son because cover-up, the power and prestige here in the state of Texas. Well, I wonder what they're going to do to Michael Peters next, because I think about that doctor every day, every single day. I think about my son and how many other lives that she'll ruin if she's allowed to get away with this one. I say my prayers and think I need to forget about this person. But I can't forget about my son, who I'm not allowed to see because of this doctor's lie. I don't think any father will ever forget his son. It's my only son, Dalton Peters. Dr. Dreyer, my only advice to you and for your family is that you need to make this right. You need to make this right. Because there's a lot of difference in the justice we have in Texas here and the justice in California. There's different justices everywhere. And I know one day you'll get your justice for what you've done. I have no doubt about that. You need to make it right, doctor. You can't steal children through lies. Your money won't buy that off. It may buy politicians, the Texas Medical Board, but it won't save you, Dr. Dreyer. There's nothing I've said in these videos that a court of law, a jury, is going to prosecute me for seeing the evidence that I have on you. Now, all is going to come out on YouTube. I was passing it out in front of the hospital. Many people know the truth. It was all in the flyers, doctor. And soon to be out on YouTube. How could you think that a boy with cancer doesn't need his father? He loves me. He told my niece that when she went to see him. He misses me. Think about what you're doing, Dr. Dreyer. It's a short life we live. You don't need to try to ruin it for everybody. I hope everybody understands what this woman has done. And her husband, William Dreyer, at Texas Children's Hospital, I'm sure, is very aware of the lie that she's perpetrating. And getting away with, obviously. Both of them must be making $1 million a year as a cardiologist and oncologist. But they can't steal poor people's children through lies.